stand as you are able for the invocation. Let us pray. Holy One, gather us together in a spirit of excitement and anticipation because these graduates have earned it. Each person here acknowledged today has accomplished much, has gone into the world and returned to celebrate with us today, and they've done it during a time of great uncertainty. We give thanks for the relationships, proud parents and siblings, supportive family, friends, and significant others. Everyone who has supported and nurtured these graduates. These amazing people have waited a long time for this joy. May all our hearts and minds join together as we celebrate them. May we give thanks on this auspicious day. Amen. You may be seated.
This morning, we have convened here at Angel Field to observe the celebration of the commencement of the class of 2020. Welcome, everyone. Those of you here in Kalamazoo, and also those of you joining us from all over the country and literally all over the world. Commencement has always been a very emotional moment for me, but I don't think I ever gonna have a commencement that is gonna be as emotional as this one. We gather here to celebrate the future and to recognize our past. We gather on the land of the Council of the Three Fires, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi. Indigenous nations of the Great Lakes region are also known as the Anishinaabe, or original people, and the language is the Anishinaabe-Mowen. We acknowledge the enduring relationship that exists between the people of the Three Fires and this land. This day happened because of the efforts and the commitment of many people all over the campus. Before we start formally, I want to acknowledge the extraordinary efforts of a few offices on campus: alumni engagement, facilities management, and media services. You have gone way beyond the call of duty to make this happen today. Thank you. Today is a joyous occasion for the class of 2020 and for your parents, grandparents, family members, and friends. For the faculty and staff of Kalamazoo College, it's equally a very special moment. And we're truly grateful to be here in person with you to congratulate you on your achievements. Graduates, I know that you will look back on your 4 years at K with fondness and perhaps a bit of awe. You accomplished so much, even as a global pandemic challenged each and every one of us and reshaped your college experience in all kinds of unexpected ways. Now, at last, we're able to celebrate together one of the greatest accomplishments of your life, receiving your degree from Kalamazoo College. Look around you. Take in this moment. Feel it so that you'll remember. Feel, smell, see who's around you. See how you feel right now. Don't just go through the motion, particularly this year. We have learned not to take for granted some of life's really important moments, and also some of life's small moments. So feel now this moment. You are part of K's history. K has changed you, but also you have changed K. We're so happy to be here with you today. And as we start our celebration today, I would like to take a moment to recognize our Vice President for Student Development and Dean of Students, Sarah Westphal. After more than 35 years in higher education, 14 and a half at Kalamazoo College, Sarah will be enjoying an early retirement. After taking some time off, she's gonna come back to do executive coaching and advisory services for other higher education leaders. Dean Westphal has done a phenomenal job of supporting student life on campus, significantly enhancing CASE's ability to assess student learning, and she has led efforts to ensure our continued accreditation. She's been a mentor for many students and staff, and an invaluable contributor to our leadership team. She has worked tirelessly over the last year and a half to support our planning and response to the pandemic. Sarah, it's been a pleasure to work with you, and I will miss your professionalism, expertise, sense of humor, and friendship. I know you're gonna become a trusted resource and guide for many other leaders in higher education, as you have been a mentor for me and other members of our leadership team. Please join me in thanking Dean Westphal for her distinguished service to Kalamazoo College and wishing her the very best in her new endeavor. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the members of the Kalamazoo College Board of Trustees, as well as Trustee Emeriti. These volunteers give their time, wisdom, energy, and personal resources to ensure the future of this institution as one of the most distinguished liberal arts colleges in the country. Each of us owes these devoted friends a tremendous debt of gratitude that can never really be repaid. Would the trustees of the college, which are here, please stand to be able to be recognized. It is great to have an expert in theater and sound right on the front row. Thank you, Lon. And as you know, most of our board members were not invited to be here today because we wanted to leave space for our graduates and their families to be here. So there's many of them joining us electronically today. Now it is my honor to welcome Mr. Cy Johnson, class of '78, the chair of the Kalamazoo College Board of Trustees.
Thank you, Jorge, and good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I extend our warm greetings to all of you. As we gather here today, the phrase, "It's good to be with you," is particularly meaningful. Members of the class of 2020, thank you for coming back to campus today. This commencement ceremony provides us an opportunity to both acknowledge your accomplishments and congratulate you in person. We're grateful to have a chance to give thanks to parents and family and friends who have steadfastly supported you along the way. And we salute faculty and staff who have worked tirelessly to provide an environment for you to learn, grow, and be in community together. To quote former board chair and current trustee Charlotte Hall, commencement is most trustees' favorite time on campus, the day that makes our work come alive and gives us hope and joy. As I reflect on my own journey since graduating from K many years ago, and reflecting upon the stories I've heard from numerous other K alumni, let me offer a few brief thoughts for your consideration. First, you've accomplished a great deal here, perhaps more than you realize. Academic rigor in the classroom, study away, study abroad, internships, senior projects, extracurriculars, lasting friendships, the list goes on. You're ready to take on what lies ahead, quite possibly more ready than you know. You may have had a hint of this since your departure from campus last year in the midst of a global pandemic. Second, as you progress your journey, and we know that journeys don't move in a straight line, you will increasingly appreciate how your Kalamazoo College education enables and sustains you. And third, your appreciation will steadily increase for all those shoulders you've stood upon, and others will stand upon yours. Trustee John Stryker said it simply and eloquently: Kalamazoo College changes students' lives so that they can change the world. So continue to charge forward, class of 2020. Our world is in urgent need of your enlightened leadership. Bring your passions, talents, cultural, classroom, and experiential learnings to bear on your steadily evolving mission. Know that we're cheering for you. Stay safe, stay well, and stay in touch. Congratulations, and Lux Esto. I now invite to the podium Trustee Jonathan Cunningham, class of '84, and President of the Alumni Association Engagement Board.
Thank you, Cy. This is a little awkward. I'm here to welcome you to the Alumni Association when, in fact, you've been alums for the last year. So the good news is I'm going to be mercifully short. If you've not already discovered, Kalamazoo alumni are a great resource. Over the last year, I've watched them deliver mentor and career assistance to students and alumni alike, and yes, even attempted to provide some job and internship opportunities despite the challenges of the pandemic. Alumni have stepped up to offer, free of charge, mental health assistance across the Michigan state border for our students. They have rallied fundraisers to create additional foreign study support for students who might not otherwise be able to contemplate a study abroad. They have promoted interclass rivalries to see which class can raise the most money and have the broadest participation during the day, as you knew it as students of Gracious Living, and as you'll know it as alumni, the Day of Gracious Giving. And despite all the challenges of the pandemic, alumni, you guys, have given tirelessly of their time and treasure to the college, and I could say without reservation, it is a vibrant, caring, and welcoming community. No surprise given its college roots. Our Alumni Association is strong and responsive, and if you've not already done so, I encourage you to tap into it. The strength and value of any network is dependent on the engagement of its participants. You never know what opportunities you might gain, or better yet, provide a fellow alumni or student. What is certain is this resource is available to you for life and is a valuable perk for successfully graduating K. I encourage you to use it, and when and if you can, give back to the network and our alma mater. The class of 2021 graduates tomorrow. Many of them you know. Some, no doubt, face challenges you are familiar with. I urge you to be proactive in reaching out to them. Make them aware you are there if needed. Always try to pay it forward. And again, our association and the college itself relies on active alumni participation. So with that, it is with great joy I say to you, alums from the class of 2020, welcome back to campus, and a belated congratulations on graduating and joining the K College Alumni Association. Thank you. Now I'm pleased to introduce someone known to you, Rosella Luccharo, your class speaker.
Hello, class of 2020, and greetings to the loved ones joining us here at Angel Field and streaming online. While we couldn't celebrate together in person last year, I'm grateful that many of us can reconvene 1 year later. I want to recognize that we've all experienced varying degrees of loss in the past year and a half, and we find ourselves celebrating but still scarred from all we've been through. With deep emotion, I can say, I missed you, all of you, a lot. I missed Coach Riley's tennis class, I missed studying in the reading room, and I most definitely missed cheering on my talented classmates at a cappella concerts. Graduation speeches are typically delivered before heading out into the world, and they're normally only given once. So President Gonzalez, this is great, but after this, I'm out of speech material. So today, we are able to do something special. We are back together after over a year apart to celebrate our accomplishments and reconnect with each other and our K experience. In addition to an untraditional, shortened senior year and an odd ending to our college chapter, we also entered the postgraduate world at a very strange time. After receiving graduation cards that exclaimed, "Oh, the places you'll go," it was a bit anticlimactic that those places were primarily my bedroom, living room, and the walk around the block. As seniors at K, we were at the top, the most experienced on campus, with the community and support that we'd built over 4 years. After leaving, we became the newbies again, as first-year grad students or junior associates. While it was exciting to explore a new city and learn new skills, I'm sure, like many of you, I did feel self-doubt and loneliness at times. But with most new challenges, we adapt to our surroundings and find a way forward, gaining a renewed confidence along the way. I was really grateful for this belated commencement because I think this is precisely what we need after graduating college and going out into the world for a year. We grew, we absorbed, and now we are back together to reflect, recalibrate, and reconnect. The values and causes that we supported at K, those still matter and need our attention, even if the world is telling us to just focus on ourselves. The friendships that we made on teams and clubs and in classrooms, those relationships can guide us and sustain us through life's ups and downs. The genuine curiosity that inspired us to try new courses and set out for study abroad, we must hold on to that and continue exploring. Maybe this belated commencement can be the reminder we need to reconnect with everything that made our years at K so special, challenging, and memorable. Find a cause in any new community you're a part of that needs your support. Call that friend who you used to talk with every day on campus. Build that relationship up more. Reach out to that professor who really mattered to you. Let them know the impact they had, and don't be afraid to ask new questions. With strong values, enduring friendships, and persistent curiosity, the fellowship of learning that we engaged in at Kalamazoo carries on for a lifetime. Last year, I shared that being light means to bring equity, solidarity, and well-being to all the places you work and live and all the communities you're a part of. I'd like to add that when life gets hard or you want to feel at home, let Kalamazoo be a place to come back to to reconnect with, to help you carry on. By valuing social equity, pouring into friendship, and remaining open to trying new things, we can navigate any challenge that comes our way. Congratulations once again, fellow graduates. Continue to be light. Lux Esto.
Thank you, Sai. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Rosella. And Rosella, I think I'm going to invite you to come back every year. You are fantastic. The most distinguished award an institution can bestow is that of an honorary degree. And I call on Cy Johnson, who will read the citation for Charlotte Hall, class of 1966.
President Gonzalez, it's my great honor to present to you, as a candidate for an honorary degree, Charlotte H. Hall, trailblazing journalist, respected editor, mentor to many young journalists and students, and tireless champion for Kalamazoo College. Charlotte received her BA with honors from K, where she majored in English and wrote for the Index, before receiving her MA with honors from the Department of English Language and Literature at the University of Chicago. She began her journalism career as a reporter and editor for several dailies at a time when women were few and far between in the newsroom. She joined Newsday on Long Island in 1981, a paper with one of the largest circulations in the country at that time. There, she would rise to managing editor and vice president. Under her direction, Newsday reporters won numerous honors, including the Pulitzer Prize for Investigative Reporting, and she herself served as a Pulitzer juror 3 times. In 2003, Hall received the Robert G. Magruder Award for Diversity Leadership from the American Society of News Editors and Associated Press Managing Editors for her efforts to increase newsroom diversity at Newsday. Charlotte left Newsday to become the editor and senior vice president of the Orlando Sentinel. Since her retirement in 2010, she's been active in journalism organizations and in higher education. She received as president of the American Society of News Editors, or she served, as president of the American Society of News Editors, and later as president of the Society's foundation. She also served on the accrediting committee of the Accrediting Council on Education and Journalism and Mass Communication. In 2011, Charlotte was the Reynolds Distinguished Visiting Professor of Journalism at Washington and Lee University, and she currently serves on the Temple University Journalism Board of Advisors. Her service and dedication to Kalamazoo College may be quantified in numbers, but its value is immeasurable. She has served on the Board of Trustees of Kalamazoo College for 22 years and led the board as its first female chair from 2013 to 2019. There, she brought the same commitment to diversity that she brought to the newsroom, striving to help create a board that represents diversity of geography, culture, race, gender, professional expertise, and age. She participated in 2 presidential searches, chairing the search committee that nominated President Jorge Gonzalez. And she has proudly carried the K banner into the world both as a graduate and an advocate. In a 2003 interview with Poynter, Charlotte described lessons learned about leadership, noting that people united in a passionate purpose can make square wheels go round. Every day we must show our respect, our admiration, and our trust to those we work with, and every day exude the love of our mutual calling. Whether leading a newsroom or guiding our Board of Trustees, Charlotte has exemplified these leadership qualities, and Kalamazoo College is proud to honor her today with an honorary doctorate of humane letters.
On behalf of the faculty of Kalamazoo College, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. We're honored that Dr. Hall has agreed to give us the commencement address today. Dr. Hall.
Thank you, President Gonzalez and Chair Johnson and Kalamazoo College. I am humbled and honored by the degree you have bestowed on me and will wear this hood with gratitude and humility. Now, greetings, class of 2020, families and all those gathered here. What a glorious day for football or commencement. You are the only class in Kalamazoo College history to have 2 graduation ceremonies. So in thinking about what I might say to you, I first checked out Jordan Klepper's remarks at your virtual ceremony last year. In true K College fashion, I did a textual analysis. 8 jokes in 4 minutes flat, evocations of Princess Leia, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and lightsabers, plus a rousing call to use your fresh eyes and spry energy to save the world. Well, luckily for me, Jordan has taken care of the joke part of and the Star Wars part. Thank you, Jordan. So now here's my part. 55 years ago, I sat on a folding chair on the quad and listened to a commencement speech. I have no idea what the speaker said. So there will be no quiz after this. And only recently dredged up the fact that he was the cultural counselor to the French embassy. But stamped in my memory is the emotion of the day. Most of all, frankly, my eagerness to get out into the world. In those days, we were a nation bitterly divided over war, over race, and the role of government. Sound a little familiar. And as a rebel wannabe, I thought I was glad to be done with K. But little did I realize that K was far from done with me. That K would move with me into the world. K had opened my mind and taught me to think, enabling everything I did, still does. I believe that you too will experience this staying power of K in your lives. This is a day of Thanksgiving. Together again, class of 2020. Hallelujah. You have passed through a wrenching year, a merciless pandemic, a profound racial reckoning, and rampant public lies to the point of insurrection. You have been challenged in body, mind, and spirit. You have survived isolation, disruption, and fear. And now you have come home to K. And we gather to celebrate your strength and your remarkable achievements. At the same time, we celebrate this fellowship of learning and all those who have supported you on your journey. Family, friends, faculty, your larger K family. Today, I would like to talk to you about hope and truth, 2 values in short supply during the darkest days of the past year. The train has arrived just on time. We gather, I'm going to wait for a second. We gather amid tempered hope. Yes, tempered, but it's progress. Vaccines are beginning to wipe out the virus, although it still rages in countries with little vaccine. In a courtroom in Minneapolis, we have seen the power of truth in the trial of George Floyd's murderer. Yet killings go on, and reform of policing seems distant. Many talk about resilience, the ability to find a way forward in the midst of hardship. I would call it hope, a value more fundamentally human, because without hope, there is no reason to seek a path forward, or even to believe there is a path, or a moral arc of the universe that bends towards justice. Hope envisions the possibility of a better future. Imagination creates it. Hope is our motivator to action. We saw hope in the Black Lives Matter protests following George Floyd's killing. We saw hope in the huge turnout of voters in November. I see hope everywhere at K College. As a senior, I did my SIP, well, we called them senior theses in those days, on the 20th century American poet Wallace Stevens. One of Stevens' frequent themes is the recreation of the world through imagination. You see, your SIP never leaves you either. Recently, these lines from a Stevens poem have been running through my mind as I try to make sense of the past year. This is from The Well-Dressed Man with a Beard. After the final no, there comes a yes, and on that yes, the future world depends. No was the night, yes is the present sun. If the rejected things, the things denied, slide over the western cataract, yet one only, one thing that was firm, even no greater than a cricket's horn, no more than a thought to be rehearsed all day, a speech of the self that must sustain itself on speech. One thing remaining infallible would be enough. This past year, at times has felt like the final no, a piling up of sorrow, fear, and anger. Yet, from the no has come a yes. Hope pushing up like a new shoot, or perhaps a cricket's horn, whatever that is. With the vaccines, we have arrived at the cusp of mass liberation. In the COVID-masked world, we lived without seeing smiles. On Zoom, we smiled, but we lived as two-dimensional cutouts. Back together, we live as fully human again, the fulfillment of our hope. Yes, it is a moment to hug and be hugged, but I would suggest that as we jettison our COVID masks, we might continue to interrogate ourselves about other masks. The culturally ingrained masks we wear as a collective people, masks that separate us and keep us from being fully human. For starters, the mask of post-racialism that attempts to deny systemic racism, the mask of American exceptionalism that assumes moral superiority over other people's, the mask of self-interested lies that infect our politics and threaten our democracy. These masks can be removed only by truth, the one thing remaining, infallible. And the mask must come off if we are to create a just society. The upheaval of the past 15 months surely presents us with opportunities to create our world anew. Yet truth is on perilous ground in America. We saw the attack on our Capitol, an insurrection fueled by lies. Real news is derided as fake, and conspiracy theories catch fire on social media. The traditional role of the news media as watchdogs on the powerful falls under partisan attack. Now, when I left K, I headed to the University of Chicago to study English. A year into a PhD program, I sat in the library's rare book room on the 6th floor, reading dreadful 18th century plays, but spending more time looking out the window and watching smoke rise over Chicago's South Side from fires in the wake of MLK's assassination. I wanted to be out in the world, not chained to a rare book. Soon, I had my first newspaper job. As a young editor, my heart leapt at the journalistic mission to hold the powerful accountable, to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable, to be a watchdog. I had found my way to tell the truth. As graduates of K, you are uniquely positioned to be truth tellers and leaders. and the world has never needed enlightened leadership more than it does now. Kay has prepared you well. The wide range of intercultural experiences you've had abroad and at home, the courses that opened your minds, the term papers that taught you to think, the deep dive for truth in your SIPs. Now you will use your hard-won skills in a very needy world. Above all, in whatever profession or academic discipline you find your calling, I know you will seek the truth and speak the truth loudly and with conviction. This is what Lux Esto is all about, becoming a light of truth in the world. Finally, yes, bet you're glad of that, I have to say that Kay never ceases to amaze me, even after all these years. Most recently, it amazed me with James Baldwin. This spring, I got an email from the college regarding a program on Baldwin's week-long visit to Kay in 1960, culminating in an address in Stetson Chapel. I had no idea that Baldwin had been here, so I rushed to read his speech, entitled In Search of a Majority. There I found these words addressed directly to Kay students in Stetson Chapel. In closing, I address them to you. Whether I like it or not, or whether you like it or not, we are bound together forever. We are part of each other. These artificial walls which have been up so long to protect us from something we fear must come down. I think what we really need to have to do in this country is create a country in which there are no minorities for the first time in the history of the world. And he ended his speech this way. This brings me back, in a way, to where I started. I said we couldn't talk about minorities until we had talked about majorities. And I want to suggest this, that the majority for which everyone is seeking, which must reassess and release us from our past and deal with the present and create standards worthy of what a man may be, this majority is you. No one else can do it. The world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. Now, class of 2020, go with our love, go with hope, seek truth and speak truth. You are ready. The world needs your leadership. And always remember that you need not take or leave the world as it was when you came in. Congratulations, thank you, and I hope to see you at homecoming in October. Until then, Lux Esto, be well, and be the light of truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hall.
Will our graduates please rise? President Gonzalez, I present the members of the class of 2020. Last June, I recommended that the degree of Bachelor of Arts be conferred on all eligible candidates with earned distinctions as indicated in the reading of the names.
On behalf of the faculty of Kalamazoo College, and by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby reaffirm the conferral of your degree, Bachelor of Arts, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Will our remaining graduates, except those in the first row, please be seated. Kristen Amex Scherer, honors in chemistry. Harper Bailey. Cecilia Josephine Barkum. Cameron Bays. Nicole Baza. Sage Benner, summa cum laude. Bridget Berkey, magna cum laude, honors in biology. Bree Burnell. Madison Campbell, cum laude. Shannon Carley, magna cum laude. Marissa Castellana, magna cum laude, honors in psychology. Claire Louise Sebelak. Kirthi Chikure. Anna Theodora Christinitis. Valentina Alexandra Cordero Velez, summa cum laude, honors in business. Austin Kramer, magna cum laude, honors in mathematics. Addie Dancer, magna cum laude, honors in history, in absentia. Amelia Davis, summa cum laude, honors in biology. Julia Davis. Carly DeWicki. Madeline Earl. Liam Farrand. Matthew Flodemersch, summa cum laude, honors in German. Corinne France. Sarah Gerendesi, cum laude. Brendan French. It's good to see you again. Leslie Garcia. Joshua Gibson, summa cum laude, honors in computer science. Jacob Gilhouse, magna cum laude. Maya Goff, cum laude, honors in chemistry. Maya Gerfinkel. Karen Hanupel, magna cum laude. Laura E. Hanselman. Haley Louise Harris, magna cum laude, honors in psychology. Daniel Henry. Alicia Mara Farrell Haminga, magna cum laude, honors in religion, honors in theater arts. Sophia Hill, magna cum laude, honors in theater arts. Aliyah Jamaluddin, cum laude. Patrick Jarvis. Jade Jiang, summa cum laude, honors in economics. No, you're not Mitch. What's your name? Can you stand closer? Kendall Capter. Mitch Kennis. Megan Lacombe, magna cum laude. Sydney Kowalski. Neelam Lal. Sebastian Lawler. Rosella Luccharo, summa cum laude. Leslie A. Lull. Samuel Maddox, summa cum laude, honors in computer science. Anna Majewski. Courtney Darlene McGinnis, honors in chemistry. Faizan Mohammed. Elizabeth Munoz, magna cum laude, honors in anthropology and sociology. Madeline Odom, cum laude, honors in biology. Yan Song Pan, cum laude. Karina Pantoja, magna cum laude, honors in English. Melissa Pasillas. Kayla Patterson, cum laude, honors in religion. Jacob Pink. Hannah Pasenica. Aaron Rodemacher, magna cum laude. Harrison Ramsey. Victoria Lynn Regan, magna cum laude, honors in biology. Emiliana Novelle Renoir, magna cum laude, honors in English. Dulce Reyes Martinez. Isabella Mia Russo. Danielle Seraphian, magna cum laude. William Sargent. Zoe Sargent. Yassi Shaker, magna cum laude. Riley Shepard. Simona Stalev, magna cum laude, honors in business. Grant Still, summa cum laude. Jack Edward Taggett, cum laude. Leah Todd. Ethan Tucker. Madison Valen, cum laude, honors in chemistry. Adriana Vance, magna cum laude, honors in political science. Andrew Vasquez. Ashley Verbeek, cum laude. Madeline Rose Ward, summa cum laude. Rachel Wasserman. Zini Wee, magna cum laude, honors in biology. Sarah L. Whitfield, magna cum laude. Basha Istasia Puletu Williams. Mars Wilson, cum laude. Julia Woods. Ray Xiao. Qi Zhang. please turn your attention to the video screen where the remainder of our 2020 graduates are listed as we recognize them in absentia.
1, 2, 3. I am you are me. That's what I said. I am you are me. Don't you see? I am you are me. That's what I said. I am you are me. Don't you see? I am you are me. That's what I said. I am you are me. Don't you see? I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. I am a part of you, you are a part of me, and so together we are one body. I am inside your head, you are inside my heart. We live together, perfect from the start. I am you are me. That's what I said. I am you are me. Don't you see? I'm over here and you're over there. That's what I said. Something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. It seems like I'm over here and you're over there. There's something between us that's greater than air. I am a part of you, you are a part of me, and so together we are one body. I am inside your head, you are inside my heart. We live together, perfect from the start. I'm a part of you, you are a part of me, and so together we are one body. I am inside your head, you are inside my heart. We live together, perfect from the start. I am a part of you, you are a part of me, and so together we are one body. I am inside your head, you are inside my heart. We live together, perfect from the start.
Thank you very much, Provost Johnson. Will the class of 2020 please stand? Parents, grandparents, family members, friends, faculty, and staff, please give these individuals a joyous round of applause. Congratulations. Please be seated. Now, I would like to ask all the family members of the class of 2020 who are able to please stand. Now, would the faculty and staff of the college please stand? Alumni of the class of 2020, the individuals who now surround you have guided you and supported you through your college journey. You should, at this very moment, be as grateful for what they've done for you as they're proud of what you yourselves have accomplished. This is your chance to say thank you. Please be seated. Graduates, this is the most unusual address I have ever given at commencement. A charge to a class that has already flipped their tassels, said their goodbyes, taken their leaps into careers, graduate school, perhaps travel, and other pursuits. As I said before, and I said it last year, you are a very special class for me. We came to K together. We got lost on campus together. We found the cafeteria together. And I have so many memories of the 4 years that we spent on campus together. Memories that started with convocation. And none of you remember that stormy day in the quad. We were there in convocation, having the greatest time, and all of a sudden a thunderstorm came in. We should have known at that point that this was going to be a very special class. We even had, for those of you that were sitting to my left, squirrels falling off trees. Indeed, a very special class. But we did it. And we did it together. It is so wonderful, as I said before, to finally be able to celebrate your commencement all together here. For those of you seeing us at home, watching us at home, whether you are somewhere else in the US or somewhere else in the world, we're there with you, celebrating with you, wherever you happen to be right now. Last June, as the world grappled with a pandemic and held nationwide protests against systemic racism, we tried to make sense of all of this through our televisions, our computer screens, and our phones. There were days when the future seemed so uncertain and to a certain degree terrifying. Yet, a year ago, in your conferral of degree ceremonies, I told you that I was optimistic. That I was optimistic about the future, and I was optimistic about your future. Today, I feel even more optimistic. Because we have done as a society, and because of who you are as Kalamazoo College graduates. You possess the qualities that have set you up for success. Your determination, your empathy, your critical thinking, your curiosity, your compassion. You have learned through all the experiences that you had at K to lean into your fears, to try new things, to adapt to difficult circumstances that perhaps no other class before had faced. And when failure or rejection came along, as you always do, you learn that you do not have to accept defeat. Instead, you pick yourself up and you kept going. And so, class of 2020, I have total confidence in each and every one of you. You are strong and you're resilient. So, I'm not going to look back now. I want to look to the future. I give you a handful of pieces of advice. First, always keep learning. Learn as much as you can from each job you have, from each class that you'll take in the future. Keep your skills refreshed. Read books. Talk to people whose experiences are very different from yours. Use your language that you learned at K. We have a language requirement not simply because there's another hoop that you have to jump through to graduate, because it matters. All of you have another language. Every morning, open a newspaper electronically from somewhere else in the world where you get to practice that language that you have acquired. Keep your curious mind. That is an amazing competitive advantage that you have. A person with a curious mind is able to solve many problems and develop deep and meaningful relationships. Lead with empathy. Treat everyone you encounter with respect, whether they earn it or not, because your actions are a reflection of your values, not theirs. Don't be in a hurry. Take a moment to smell the roses. Take a moment to feel all the emotions of every moment that you live. Also understand that success is a moving target. You might set a goal, and as you're going towards that goal, eventually you'll decide that you really want to do something different. That is fine. And as you move along in life, enjoy every milestone that you reach in your life, such as today's, or I guess a years ago milestone of graduating from Cape. Remember, you're never too young or too old to fulfill your dreams. And I hope that as you go around the world and you get success, that you pay it forward, creating a brighter future for others. Though we have gone through a painful time, when we reflect back on this moment, I believe that we're going to view it as a time when society opened its eyes and fought for change. In her Inauguration Day poem, The Hill We Climb, National Youth Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman spoke with optimism about our calling to create a better, stronger, more united and inclusive world. Noting, for while we have our eyes on the future, history has its eyes on us. She wrote, "When day comes, we step out of the shade, aflame and unafraid. The new dawn blooms as we free it, for there's always light, if we only brave enough to see it, if only we're brave enough to be it." Class of 2020, be the light. Congratulations, and Lux Esto. To conclude these commencement ceremonies, after one last time of singing the Alma Mater together, I call upon Reverend Dr. Elizabeth Candido to pronounce the benediction. Were all that are able, please rise for singing of the Alma Mater, the benediction, and remain standing for the recessional. Thank you.
O Kalamazoo, our faithful friend, we offer thee a song to praise the home where friendships blend and wealth so true and strong. O sacred refuge and most hallowed place where hope and joy renew, with tightening grip and brightening face that speak thy love kazoo. When these dear scenes are left behind, no fortune can subdue the chords of love that closely bind
before you. Be tireless, seek the common good, love and nurture the people and the things that you value. Attend to your work with integrity so that what you believe may be what you do. And when you feel as if you might be defeated, think back on today and this last year and know that you have already conquered so much. May your lives be a blessing to all. Amen.